What is going on, Small Gains family? I hope you're doing good wherever it is that you're listening to this from today. This is the last podcast of the year. I don't have a plan. I just wanted to put something out there. Normally, I will map out the episodes just to make sure that they're concise and I don't go off on any weird tangents and I can actually give you some value. But with it being an end of a year one, I'm sat here about to drive to Manchester to celebrate New Year with my partner, and I wanted to hop on and put something out before 2025 is out. And I think it's really normal at this time of year for us to go into this like deep reflective state, think about all the things that were hard, all the things that were amazing. Sometimes we can dwell on the stuff that we didn't do that we wanted to do a lot. I've seen loads of different approaches this year to mapping out goals, approaching January, whether it's for fitness, career, personal life. And the main thing that I just wanted to come on here and talk about today was that I used to set the bar way too high for myself every December the 31st. And a couple of weeks into January, I would always feel like I'd fallen short or that I'd failed because I would always try to do too much. I would essentially just try to turn myself into some sort of self-development like machine. And I would really, really try to do everything all at once, commit to everything: fitness goals, nutrition goals, personal development goals, career goals. And that was always where I went wrong. I tried to do too much and I got really excited and hyper-focused on the fact that the passing of a year means that it's almost like everyone gets a fresh start. And when I decided to bring some softness to that over the last couple of years, feel like I had more of an ease into the new year, I actually felt like I got off the ground a lot better and didn't end up feeling like I'd failed at everything I set out to do by like January the 10th, you know? And when we look at social media right now, especially today, December 31st, we're seeing all the highlight reels, all the amazing things that people have achieved, all the things that they're proud of. And I've seen so many cool posts from my clients. I've seen so many cool posts from people that I follow. And I've also seen people saying that 2025 can get in the bin. It's been the hardest year of some people's lives. And for some people, it will have been a real mixed bag. For others, it will have been awful. For some people, it might have been like the best, most productive year of their life. And firstly, I just want to say that whatever kind of year you've had, it's okay if you don't feel like sharing that highlight reel or doing all of that reflection right now or focusing on, new goals for the new year. It's actually okay for you to just wake up and kind of crack on in a comfortable way for you. And when I talk about bringing a little bit of softness into the new year, I mean just not throwing everything in the bin and feeling like you have to start again. I think there is a really good sweet spot that doesn't get talked about enough, where you can dream big, you can be ambitious, you can really push yourself, but you can also bring an element of softness and care and love to that. And when we think about fitness and nutrition goals, specifically running goals, strength goals, physique goals, aesthetic goals, anything like that, there's a lot of hardness to it. There's a lot of hustle. There's a lot of grind. There's a lot of get up and do it. There's a lot of want it in our, but there's not a lot of soft. And that is the one thing that I want you to take from this episode today. I don't think we need to let the whole culture around New Year make us feel like we have to do the same thing that everybody else is doing. And it is okay to just stay in your lane. And I think we can draw so much inspiration from other people, but it's all dependent on where we're at. And if somebody's goals inspires us to dream big on another goal in 2026, that's amazing. But if their work ethic or their attitude or their mindset doesn't quite align with what you want for your life, that's also okay. When I think about one of my main learnings from this year, I think it's the fact that I trained less. I trained less this year than I have the last couple. And that isn't a negative at all. I trained 30% less according to my Strava end of year that obviously has all of the workouts that I've logged throughout the year. So runs, strength sessions, bike rides, everything like that, swims. And when it showed me the numbers, I didn't feel disheartened by that number. It told me I did, I don't know, 174 workouts, and that was 30% less than the year before. But when I think back to the year before, what I remember is that I was training 5 or 6 times a week, and I was working a little too much, and I was lacking excitement, and I was lacking a lot of outside things in my personal life that I was just missing. So I just plowed everything into work and fitness, and that's okay. That was what I needed at the time. But this year, I've made a lot more room for all of the things that I was missing. I have worked really fucking hard in the gym, on the track, at work, but I've also not trained as much and used that time to do other things. And I've also had the most successful year of fitness that I've ever had in my whole life. I ran a marathon for the first time. I ran a half marathon for the first time. I ran every distance over, I don't know, 14K for the first time, I guess, as well. Comes with the territory with marathon training. I did a high rocks doubles. I got a personal best in pretty much every single lift that I got. I got personal bests in every single lift that I did. I got personal bests in every single distance of running that I did. 5K, 10K, half marathon, marathon. And I trained 30% less and had a lot more fun. And I let myself and I let the softness in. And I had a much more softer approach to everything. And I'm not saying everything was perfect, but I really do think that it paid off. I got all that fun and excitement back in my life. I ticked off some really big life fitness goals. I put loads of work into streamlining how Fuzz Culture Club works and how I work as a self-employed person. I worked with mentors. I did new courses. I hired an assistant. I hired an assistant at the back end of the year to help me with things like content and marketing, so I can just focus more on being a coach going into the new year, which is huge. I got an accountant, which felt very, very grown up, but very necessary. I started ADHD medication. I took 4 actual weeks off of work, which I've never managed to do since 2018. I played shows with my band, not as many as I would have wanted, but I still got to do it nonetheless. I made music again. I released a record. Again, not as much as I wanted to, but it feels good that I did it. I released my first ever solo record, which again, really big milestone that I've been trying to get after for years. I helped 484 people with their fitness. Not one-to-one, because that would be bonkers and probably not good quality coaching, but 484 of you either used my workout app, were on my group run and lift program, Fast and Ferocious, or worked with me one-to-one, and that is absolutely bonkers. And to go alongside that, I was so much more intentional with the work that I did in business and setting boundaries to make sure I also got a lot of time in my personal life to enjoy that, free from worrying about being a self-employed person and that being really hard. And through all of that, I definitely became a better coach, hopefully a better person, hopefully a better person, hopefully a better person. And for all of that, I really do think I became a much better coach. And I'd like to think I did grow as a person as well, because we always are, right? So I'm not coming on here today to tell you how to start your 2026, aside from just start it in a way that feels meaningful for you, and don't be too hard on yourself. Let that softness in. I want you to dream really big. If you've got some mad goals, like if you want to run an ultra marathon, if you want to do an Ironman, or even if you just want to, or you want to start a new sport, or you want to start a new sport, you want to really tap into that consistency at the gym, you want to progress those strength numbers, you want to work a little bit more on your food relationship, whatever those goals are of what you want to get out of next year, don't stop yourself from dreaming big, but meet yourself where you're at and let the softness in and allow and do it without being a dickhead to yourself. You're not going to bully yourself into running a marathon personal best next year. You can try, but it's probably not going to be very enjoyable. You're not going to bully yourself into being a person that goes to the gym 3 times a week, but you can be nice to yourself and you'll probably enjoy the process of that a lot more. At the end of every year, I have all of my one-to-one clients fill in a kind of end of year review and a 2026 forecast form. I give them loads of time to do it over the last week of December and the first week of January. And then when I log on back to work, we then go through it. And I think, and some of them, and despite the fact that we're all very like-minded people with similar ethos, with similar values and similar morals, especially when it comes to fitness and nutrition, what I find is the goals vary so differently. Some of my people are just wanting to keep on keeping on. They want to train a few times a week. They want to feel good. They want to eat well. They want to be present and show up for their family, their friends, their people. And outside of that, they're all good. They don't have any really big they don't necessarily have huge strength and run goals. Some people love that side of things and really want to go down that leisurely athlete route and chase big running distances, chase a triathlon, chase really big strength numbers in the gym. And all of those things are totally valid. And the one thing that I want to leave you with today is just because you see people setting crazy goals, just because you see people taking one approach to their life, if that doesn't inspire you or spark a bit of a fire in you, or if it doesn't feel like your flavor, you don't have to do that. You can just go into this year cracking on, just keeping on doing what you're doing, maybe editing a little bit, maybe doing a few iterations of things like your strength programming, or maybe you might change up your routine a little bit. And that is always going to be enough. I definitely haven't spent enough time thinking about what I want out of next year, but that doesn't bother me at all because it's still not even next year and I've got all of the time to sit and ponder that out and hyper focus on it. And that is absolutely fine. I've got one competition booked in October, which is the Affix Games, entering the pro category. I've got my High Rocks Pro coming up at the end of January, and that's my main focus going into January. Get myself in as good a place as possible to smash that High Rocks Pro at the end of January, and then I'll sit down and map things out a little more. But for right now, I know what I want to do, and that's just to keep on doing what I'm doing. Show up for all my people in Fuzz Culture Club, Superhuman, Fast and Ferocious. Show up for the people in my life, the little dog Aubrey, my partner. Keep having fun, keep training hard with intention, continuing to try my absolute hardest to not be a dickhead to myself. And there's something quite peaceful about not entering the 1st of January, not feeling like I have to start over and over again, or set really massive goals, or buy 10,000 new notebooks. As much as I do want to, I love a new notebook, but I'm just cracking on, and that feels really good. And I want you to know that you can just crack on too. You might have already done 10,000 influencer. You might have already done a ton of influencer end of year goal setting things. You might be my client and you might have done mine, and you might listen to this and actually think, I've definitely overcommitted. I'm going to go back and edit and add some softness and some kindness into whatever that list was. Or you might be like, I've nailed it. I feel good about everything. And all of those outcomes are okay. I want to say a big thank you to everyone that's listened to the podcast this year, that's shared it on their Instagram stories, that's left comments. The actual numbers of small gains this year have been wild. And I've not necessarily got them from, and I've not got all of the numbers across all of the platforms that Small Gains is hosted from, but I have got the Spotify Wrapped, and that in itself is just bonkers. So in 2025, my audience of Small Gains, it grew 59%, and the new people that listen to the podcast have grown by 633%. And my followers have gone up from 53%, which is absolutely wild. I also found out that people listen to my podcast longer than 88% of any other show. which means a lot because some of these episodes have been long and I've sometimes worried that I'm waffling. My show received 93% more comments than a lot of other shows, which again, it's not a big podcast. So the fact that we have this really awesome small community that is so kind and will drop a comment, will rate an episode, will share an episode means so, so much to me. And ending on that note, Small Gains received more shares than 91% of other podcasts, which is incredible. So although that's only across Spotify, I couldn't be happier. And thank you for the trust. Thank you for showing up when I post an episode or have a guest on. And thank you to all the people that chose to work with me today. And thank you to everyone that chose to work with me and thanks to everyone that chose to work with me again this year. Some of you have been with me 4 years. Some of you have literally probably only been with me a month, whether it's on my app, my one-to-one, Fast and Ferocious. I appreciate it more than you'll ever know. And I'm so excited to lift loads of heavy shit with you, run loads of Ks with you, and have a bloody nice time doing it. Have an amazing new year. Happy New Year. Happy New Year. Happy New Year, Small Gains family. That is me out. Love you.